What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Body Beat down here early on this Monday morning. Yeah, I didn't get any sleep last night. I've already ate one breakfast. I've already spun on my bike. I've already watched a program. I've wasted time on YouTube and Facebook. I've played a game. And we're still only at 3:49 a.m. So I have a couple of things wrote down here, and I'm just going to touch on one topic right now. The other one I've kind of touched on before, and this one I kind of have as well. Of course, laying down when you can't sleep, your mind's racing 100 miles an hour, and you're just everything in the world pops up in your brain. So, and let me go ahead and just say this: there's not really a lot that you can say towards this. It's just me kind of putting this on record, putting it out there, talking about it. Just kind of my thoughts and opinions on everything for me and my personal views and how I feel about things. So that's, it's hard to really go and speak on things like that, if you're not that person. So not really looking for advice, I don't guess, or opinions too much, I don't guess. I mean, you can leave them in the comments. It's just, it's kind of a personal preference, personal journey kind of thing. So, what's been going through my mind a little bit here recent is my training method. And what am I doing? So, I had goals at one point, and I've reached all those goals. We've talked about this. Of course, a lot of you are new, but I've reached every goal that I've went for, that I've had, and now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, that's great. I reached my goals, and I felt really at peace and at ease with myself, and like I could literally die and feel accomplished. If you can feel accomplished when you die. But having said that, I get to thinking, what have I accomplished? What have I done? Well, I mean, I've lifted some heavy weights relative to me. We all have, our own idea of what heavy weights is. I've lifted some heavy weights, and I've done some pretty cool stuff for myself. But that's really it. And one thing that I wanted to do when I started working out again, I've talked about this a little bit before. One thing I wanted to do when I first started working out again back in roughly January-ish of 2021 was not do the same things that I did years prior. And you just instantly kind of go back to what you're used to doing. So I started out kind of doing full body stuff, and I was dropping weight and changing my diet up and all this kind of stuff, and I felt good. And I mean, literally, when I dropped all that weight and I got down to 218, I felt like I was 20 years old again. And then that bug hits you of, okay, I'm ready to lift again. I'm ready to lift heavy weights again. I'm ready to do something. And then you start making these goals as you go, another goal and another goal, and you're doing this exercise, and now you got another goal for this, and this one, and this one, and this one, and so on. And that's great. But at the end of the day, well, number one, I have to realize that I do a lot of sitting. I'm sitting right now. So I do a lot of sitting. And being a school bus driver, that's my main job, is sitting. And a lot of times when I come home, I'm sitting. Even on my exercise bike, I'm sitting. I make breakfast in the morning, and then I sit and I eat it. and then I go lay down and get some sleep that I missed out on. So I'm laying down, and then I get up and I sit, and then I sit on the bus, and then I come back home, and then I sit on a workout bench and throw some weight around. So I do a lot of sitting, and there's not really a lot of athleticism in sitting. There's not a lot of working out when you're sitting. And even when you're lifting weights like I do and like a lot of you do, but we're just talking about me. I don't want to throw anyone else in the audience here in my scenario. But I'm finding out that, you know, I'm not doing anything fitness wise. Yeah, I work out with the tire outside, and I'll do a little jump roping and flip a little tire here, and I might go for a walk or a real bike ride, or you might see me go to a playground and play around a little bit. But you know, these are not everyday things. And as far as fitness goes, if I were to take a fitness test, I would fail it. I'm pretty certain. I don't think fitness tests, they care what you bench press, squat, deadlift, or shoulder press. So, yeah, I'm not real sure how happy I am. It's a double-edged sword. It's the conundrum, whatever the word is I'm looking for. It's kind of the darned if you do, darned if you don't thing. It's like, this is what I know. You know, this is what I know. And trying to switch it up and pull away from that is almost impossible to do until you know you're fully ready. Now, we've kind of talked about this before, like on another aspect of where I was thinking of pulling away from worrying about going so heavy on my lifts and pulling back and just doing medium weight, you know, lightweight, medium weight, and just kind of stuff like that. It's kind of on the same plane, but different. Because no matter what, really what we do in the gym, our typical workouts are not fitness. Because I believe I have a different definition of fitness, and I can't just spit out a definition of fitness for you. But I would say that my definition of fitness would be to be able to move and perform athletic type movements and sports and different things in some sort of a regular basis, and be healthy and fit and mobile, etc. Let's just call it that. We'll just call it that. And what I'm thinking is, you know, all this time and effort that I've put into all this, what have I accomplished as far as that goes? I mean, I'm at a point now where my left leg is messed up. I'm not going to say my hip, but it's all the soft tissue and everything probably in the top portion of this leg. So I wasn't hurting, you know, this wasn't happening before I started. Not like this. You know that I do have a problem there, but it was not bothering me. But now all of a sudden it's bothering me. Anyway, you understand. So what has this done for me? Well, I don't know what it's done for me. Now, you can look at my body now and go look at me 10 years ago, and I look the same. And I kind of talked about this to someone else, I think yesterday. I can't remember what it was or who it was. I don't know if it was... I don't remember who I mentioned it to. But I said that you could go, you know, that I don't really lift to change my body. I lift for strength. And that's why I might not look like I work out. That's why my body looks kind of the same way it did 5 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, because I've always kind of lifted for strength. Even though I do kind of a bodybuilder kind of a workout, I think you might classify me as, I think the term is power bodybuilding, where it's like powerlifting and bodybuilding together, kind of. I think that's kind of sort of what I do, and probably what most of us actually probably do. I don't know, but I don't. It's a tough choice that you got to make. It's, to try to break away from the normal working out routine that you're used to doing, and trying to switch it up into doing something more fitness related, where you're actually moving and you're actually progressing in more of a fitness, healthy kind of way. Because technically, I can bench 405 pounds. Is that healthy? No. If I did 135 pounds for 50 reps, that's probably more healthy than doing 400 pounds for one rep. So, I don't know. It's just like I said, there's not really a lot you can do to help. It's just something I'm kind of bringing to you, because there might be some of you out there that are kind of in the same boat. You kind of, maybe you ran your course in something that you've done, and now you're just like, well, what do I do, and why have I done that, and why am I not doing this, and what about? So maybe you're in the same situation I'm in, where you feel like you want to do something else, but then again, it's almost, it's trying to pull yourself away from what you know to do something else, and make that your regular everyday fitness routine, instead of just going in the gym and doing the same old same. So, sorry I'm kind of having troubles. I got some little drainage going on here, and my mouth is dry. So, anyway, it's just, this has been going on in my brain for a while, and I've been fighting it. And here I am, I already have my routine, my workout schedule, whatever you want to call it, wrote down really for the whole week already. And it's following the same beat that I've been doing since the 90s, for the most part. And here I am, like I said, my fitness is worse now. I'm older. I'm lazier. I'm more set in my ways. There's a whole lot to it. And it's just things that's going on in my mind. And, I know a lot of you are probably going through these same things. So, I guess really what this video is kind of about, number one, is just kind of me documenting kind of how I'm feeling. And number two, trying to talk my way into making myself change. But the change is, am I ready to be done? Because you have to be done with that part of you have to be done with this part of your training before you can do something else. Do I feel like I'm satisfied with everything I've done in order to start something new and follow this journey? Because this was a separate journey than this. Because once you start this, there's no going like next week or a month from now and going back to this and benching 400 pounds and squatting 400 pounds and deadlifting 500 pounds and doing this. And, there's no more doing that, because you're not going to have that strength anymore. So once you start this new journey, this new way, you gotta make sure you're really ready and that you're really there. And like I said, it's hard to pull yourself away from what you know. That's all I know. I'm not used to doing more fitness related stuff. And let's face it, the type of things I'm talking about are the things that most people do not want to do, because it's not because it's not cool. It's because it's what? Huh? It's more difficult. And I've mentioned that before, even years before, even before the Body Beatdown on my other channel, of how much more difficult it is to actually be active and do things like cycling, because that's what I was really doing at the time, was cycling. Or even doing walks every day, stuff like that, because it takes a whole lot more to get out and do things than it does to just come in here and do your few movements and call it a day. It's totally different. It's totally different to go for, let's just say, to go and jog a mile. Jogging a mile is different than walking a mile. Believe me. So to get yourself to jog that mile, you have to get out of that comfort zone of walking. That walking should just be a warm-up to get to your jog. At this age anyway. Used to when I jogged all the time, it was just get out of my car wherever I was going to jog and just start jogging. But now, you'd want to warm up maybe just a smidgen before you start jogging. So it's a whole different lifestyle. So you have to be ready to completely flip that switch, because you can't go from benching 405 pounds down to benching, 225, 315 at max, 225, 315 at max. You don't do that and stick to this, or squatting 315, or deadlifting 315, or shoulder pressing maybe the most, maybe 135 or maybe 185, and then just the next week pop back up and do what you used to do. You don't do that. So I'm just having a conversation here with myself out loud to the camera. And anyway, it's just a lot to think about, because I'm not living a fitness lifestyle, and that's what I wanted to do in the very beginning of this whole journey. And I just got sucked back in to the heavy, normal, take it easy lifting. So anyway, guys, it's just some stuff on my mind. I just thought I'd bring it to you, and again, just kind of document it really for my own purpose. I don't even like doing these long videos that much anymore, because I just feel like they're a waste of time. Again, it's an addiction. I spend too much time on YouTube. I spend too much time on Facebook. I spend too much time doing these videos. And all the time I'm doing this stuff, I could be doing fitness related things. I could be doing something. So it's just, it all intertwines. It's all just a big old confusing mess. So anyway, guys, hope you found this somewhat kind of interesting, and maybe I opened your mind to maybe thinking different or doing different or what have you. And I know we all have our own goals, and every guy on the planet wants to be able to bench this and squat this, deadlift this, and shoulder press that. It's our natural response. But I wish... No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I wish I wouldn't have. I'm not going to say that. Because once I got all these goals that I had for myself, and then I finally got that 405-pound bench, I was happy. I mean, I even got really emotional that day. And I really felt at that moment I could die and just die happy, like I accomplished something. And, I guess if that's all we have in life that we accomplished, then I guess that's better than nothing. But anyway, I'm not going to say I wish I would not have, but yeah. Anyway, so we won't say that I wish I wouldn't have followed those goals. So anyway, guys, if you find this somewhat interesting, I guess, or maybe it opens your mind and makes you think a little bit, maybe like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff to the Body Beat Down. That's me and Michael on this super early Monday morning. And don't forget, get up, get out, get rad, do it to it, and start that fitness journey today. See y'all later.
Get up, get out, get rad, and do it to it!